GoPro is working. Okay, I've got 4% battery on the GoPro. Get Tunisia Desert Challenge. Please come save me. I don't feel very well. I don't feel good at all. Welcome back to part 2 of my Tunisia Desert Challenge video series. Hopefully you've already watched part 1 where you can see the introductions to getting to day 1 of the race. Now in this episode you are going to see some very honest behaviour from me. Expect some tears and I'm just going to let you go straight into it. This morning, so many nerves and emotions through the night. I'm just wandering around my room to final check because I'm not going to be back here again now. Today we go into the desert for the first big day of the rally, day 2 of 8, and we stay at bivouacs, tents, etc. So I'm out of the comforts of a hotel. I'm full on into the desert. Yesterday, I think I mentioned, but I had a bit of imposter syndrome. I didn't feel like I should be here. Everyone was so much faster than me. Everyone was overtaking me, and I really questioned whether they'd even let me start today. Turns out that I then overtook quite a few of those people that shot past me because I just took it super slow and steady and worked on my nav, and I settled on the bike, which was a new bike for me, into the terrain, which is brand new, and built my confidence. I came 43rd of 51 in the prologue, which I'm really chuffed with. I was expecting to be at the back. And that's a nice position because it means I've got plenty of people in front of me, which will make a little bit of signs in the terrain as to sort of the general direction, hopefully, at least in the dunes. And there's also going to be some people behind me, obviously all the trucks and the cars as well. Anyway, I'm going to get to breakfast and get my road book in the bike. I did all my amendments. I can't even open the door. Just calm, Vanessa. Calm. Okay, right, onwards. Heading to the bivouac and I am feeling sick with nerves. Like, am I gonna be fast enough? Am I gonna make it? Am I gonna get lost? Am I getting lost in the desert? Is it gonna be a sandstorm? There's sandstorms forecast. What do you even do in a sandstorm? I'm gonna find that out before I leave. I've just got to try and ride my own race, ride my pace, not take myself out because I'm trying to ride faster than I can. Got to focus on my nav, just try and keep calm, relax, save my energy. Oh man, what am I doing? Start line. That is the longest and only real liaison on this rally. One of the reasons why I love it, or why I picked this rally, because you don't get all that horrible road. Anyway, I've made it to the start. Just had an energy gel to get me going. It's already been a couple of hours riding. And I've got my road book sorted. I've got water, I've fueled up, and I've got 4 minutes until I'm off the line. Okay, day 2 on the start line. Nerves are high, this is the longest day. Just gonna do my thing. Slow and steady. Turn the camera on for the start line, but I'm on the road. It's 10:30, so I've been going 4.5 hours. On the special test, I'm at 110k, going well. Okay, I am 178k through.
340 total, so I've got a fair way to go. Time to refuel, water, food, all that malarkey. Made it to the famous mum lunch stop. So this is literally like a whole load of people in the desert playing on machines. We're at the sort of halfway lunch point. I'm hiding in the shade, but there is full sandwich assembly going on over there, and it's really good. Lunch stop over with. It's half an hour compulsory stop. Got 2 minutes 15 on the clock, so at the 1 minute point I can go towards, and if I leave before that 2 minute point I will get penalised. Feeling good. I made a few errors and things got lost a couple of times, but very momentarily, so I'm feeling good, to be honest. Right. Helmet on, water back in. Cool, day 2 down. I've got an okay, which means I got all my waypoints, and I didn't fall off once. I'm gonna try and keep that up all week. But that was amazing. What epic terrain. Right then, so I've been given my road book for tomorrow. So this is it. This is what I load into the bike, and you get issued this the night before in this rally. You also get a whole load of amends, and that's because the organisers will run the road book right up just before the event to make sure that nothing's changed, you know, like a sandstorm, everything in the landscape can change quite easily. So I'm now going through my road book, finding where the amends are and marking them in with a pen. Now some people choose to highlight and mark up their road books quite visually. I've decided not to take on doing that because it's a lot of time, I suppose, and I need to preserve myself. Each line in the road book, or each tulip, is numbered, so I'm then doing spot the difference. So 283, okay, they've just added a sign, it's all in French, that I need to return to the main piece. Crossed it out. 281, well, that's next. So they've added a completely new note here, so I'm going to have to draw in an extra note, and they've added a waypoint. Bivouac food time. Are you seeing this? Definitely earn some food. These guys know how to put on a bivouac dinner, that is sure. Okay, it is morning in the tent. I slept pretty well. You can hear the noise and acoustics outside, possibly. It's pretty much like that all night long, so I slept with big military ear defenders. Sorry, my tent lighting isn't the best, but I slept with those on and a mask because it's also quite bright with all the lights and the big Volkswagen. How am I feeling? Ready for day 2, I think. I'm very achy. I was on the bike for nearly 9 hours yesterday, and it's a really, really physical event. I'm not going to lie. I'm proud of how my body is holding up so far. And today we hit the dunes, and that's where the real energy is going to be required. So I'm going to get myself to breakfast and get to the start line for 6:12. Cool. That's a pretty cool scene to wake up to. These guys work so hard to make sure our bikes keep running. I've got a lot of respect for the Mali Moto guys, but I just don't need to put myself through that. So I've got Del and Joe from Desert Rose Racing supporting me with the bike, and they go over every bolt every day, go through any of the qualms we have. Thankfully I didn't drop it yesterday, so there were no issues, but one of the bikes had issues and they've been up making it work. But that's what you pay for. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of the tent now. Okay, I've always vowed to be super honest and personal with you about what is going on when you do these rallies, and race belly nerves is something that's quite common, so my recommendation is never go to bed without a bottle, because in your tent, if you suddenly need to go, you need to go. I'm eating my muesli and whey collagen protein powder, which just feels good for my body, and then I'm going to be getting on the bike again. I'm riding all day, even though I rode for 10 hours yesterday. Like, this is such a crazy game, like endurance. Man. We have some car over there. We've got trucks and cars there, motorbikes, us, and we are well and truly, pretty much the whole competitor pack, lost in the desert. I'm not freaking out, but I don't want to run out of fuel. We've done about 35k additional trying to find out where we are. If you see this video, I'm still alive. I'm in the middle of the sand dunes. I actually at this point can't see a soul in any direction. Literally, there's some smoke. I don't know. This is by far the hardest thing I've ever done. This is absolutely brutal. One, getting stuck costs you like an hour's worth of energy. I'm literally riding like 3 peaks at a time. I'm just letting my bike cool down. It's really hot, as in like the weather. I'm hot, it's hot. Poor Sandy. Oh gosh. Somewhere inside, I'm enjoying this, but I've still got 200 kilometers to go. If you like following me, do that thing where you like comment and hit like or something, or whatever that stuff is. I've got to keep riding. I've just made it out of the dunes. I'm having a bit of a breakdown because it was so hard, and every time you make a mistake, getting the bike back up or digging out of the sand, it took everything. And I have 200k left today and 30k more dunes, I think. But it's 8k to lunch and fuel. So right now I'm gonna try and do 8 more k. I'm just at the checkpoint having some water. But like oh. I gotta do this. Okay, I'm still out here. I'm totally lost. I've actually lost my switch here, so I have to manually scroll, and I got lost in the last dunes. So I found 2 buggies. They've both got some issues, but I'm hoping But once they've solved that, we might together be able to figure out where we are, because they are lost too. 11 hours in today. I've got 10 more K of sand dunes. But I don't know how to pick that up and recover one more time. I think I'm done. I might have to call for rescue. Thankfully, I got some shade. So I'm going to sit here for a little bit and just see if I can find one last bit of energy to pick it up. I did just see some steam off the engine block though in that fall, so I'm worried that the bike's done too. I was starting to ride pretty smooth then as well, but I've had 2 offs in 5 minutes and I cannot put in words how hard this is. I'm broken right now. It's coming up on 5 o'clock. I'm I think 170k from the end of the day. I think I've drunk about maybe 18 litres. And it's not enough. I feel like I've let myself down. I should be strong enough to keep going, but I've been sat here for 5 minutes and I still can't even breathe. See what my Garmin is telling me on my heart. 135, so it's coming down. It's coming down. I'm gonna eat some food and I think I'm gonna get rid of my stubbornness and call for help. I can't even hear anyone. There's been so many stuck. Oh, feels like my heart is gonna pop out of my body. Actually, I don't feel good. Okay, I need to call for help. Okay. These guys have just come to help me. They've given me a Coke and some water. They are literally my heroes. We tried to drive my bike back up to the top, but we couldn't get it out. So, thank you. Thank you. Uh-oh. The guy's truck's playing up, and when it turns off, they have to take the bash plate off underneath and jump it and put the bash plate back on. They left the truck running the whole time they were trying to help me, and they've really helped me. I've got water, and just having the water's helped a lot. But as they went to pull away, he stalled. I feel so bad because he's had to do all that because of me. Still 10k of dunes and then 200k. If I could get out of the dunes, maybe. Now I've had water, but I can't get out of the dunes. I haven't seen anyone for ages either, so I'm so lucky. These guys stopped because of no water. You don't last long. I've never had it before where your heart is beating so much it's like someone is knocking on your helmet. This is a really terrible video.
I'm really sorry, everyone. I'm really sorry. I'm going to be here for several hours. It might even be tomorrow that they rescue me, so I better preserve my battery. Now, I wait to be rescued. They've brought me back to life though, which is a good thing. I definitely learnt a lot. There was nowhere that I could have stopped anywhere. The checkpoint was a long time ago. So I just felt like I just had to keep going, and just bit by bit I'd get there, but the body has its limits. I can barely even walk in the sand for my hip. Okay, I managed to find some additional energy and I carried on riding. I got another 5k of dunes in, but unfortunately I had a big off and now the bike isn't starting. So I've got to accept that I'm having a night in the desert. The sun is literally a millimetre from the horizon now, so it's going to get dark really fast. I've just scouted this whole area for firewood. So I've made a pile and I'm going to turn my phone back off because I don't want to be, well, I've got no signal, so I can't do anything anyway, but I don't want to not have signal. So just imagine me in the dark, in the desert, on my own, feeling pretty rough because got a lot of heat exhaustion. Doing pretty well at keeping up with water, and I've got 3 litres from the guys. So I'm going to get my emergency kit out, my fire blanket, heat blanket thing, and try and get cozy. Once it's actually getting dark, I'll get the fire lit, and then that will give me a bit of warmth because it gets pretty cold in the desert. GoPro is working. Okay, I've got 4% battery on the GoPro, so maybe I'll try and get a video when I get the fire started. But it looks like you're going to turn off any second, so I'll save it for maybe being rescued. Hopefully. Get Tunisia Desert Challenge. Please come save me. I'm sorry that I couldn't make it through the desert. The guys that just gave me water though, it was probably 2 hours ago now. But they did tell me that there are people who have done the Dakar who have turned back and gone in, so it's not just me struggling. I'm just gutted, I need rescuing. Okay, it's pitch black now. I've got my fire going, bike's there, bleeping away, so I know it's still sending my location to the Tunisia team. I definitely didn't think I would spend a night on my own in the desert with not much, but thankfully I have my survival kit, so I've been able to have a vitamin C tablet. I've got some extra salts for dehydration that I've added to my last bit of water. I have 2 emergency protein bars still, and I have a lighter, which means I can light a fire, and then if it gets much colder later, I do actually have a emergency blanket, so I can use that as well. So I've got my fire going and I'm going to try and keep that lit all night, have little naps in between, and hope I wake up regularly enough to keep it going. I'd love for you to give me some advice about what I should do in a situation like this, but I've applied everything I've got in my emergency kit and I'm not sure what else I can do because I sure can't walk out. But I'm going to turn my phone back off and try and get some sleep. And try not to get scared, in all honesty. It's quite a scary, lonely, very dark, quiet place. I love you, Rocky Monster. That's my husband. I'm sorry that you're going through this because you'll be looking at me. Hang on, I need to put some wood on the fire. You'll be looking at my little dot in the desert at night, not moving. And I just hope you know that I'm okay. It's getting dark because my fire's going out, so I'm going to put this down and say goodbye. Okay, another little update for me. It's been several hours, it's halfway through the night now.
The wind has picked up, so it's kind of hurting my eyes, which means I put my snood over my head and my goggles, because that means when I'm lying down, the wind's not going into the back of my goggles. The fire is still going strong. I've also put my earplugs back in. I have some custom fit guard molded custom earplugs, and that's what I ride in, but the wind and the sand kind of blowing has been freaking me out a bit. So I've put them in just to like zen me a bit, because I can't hear it. I am a bit calmer. And I've actually been having some snoozes and naps. The stars are pretty incredible. I can't show you, I don't think. Just an iPhone. But they're amazing. I haven't seen a shooting star yet. But I'll keep looking between my snoozes. I'm amazingly calm, actually. I feel like I should be freaking out, but I'm actually safe. When I break down the situation, I've got enough food and water to get me through till tomorrow morning if I ration, and I've got plenty of firewood, which is keeping me warm, and I know that my bike is sat there pinging to the organisers, so they know where I am. I've just got to sit it out, and obviously my brain thinks there's boogeymen everywhere, but actually there's no boogeymen. And the good thing about having a fire is that most things in nature won't come near me, because I've got a fire going and they'll be scared of it. Although the moths are really silly. I've burnt a few moths, they've flown into the fire. Yeah, that is my update. What is that? Oh my goodness, I think there might be something coming. There's a light on the horizon that's showing, like, every so often. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see that? I don't know if my camera's good enough, but I think someone might be coming to save me. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Wow. Oh my god, you guys are incredible. Wow is all I can say. Wow. Are there many of us out?
First stage 14.
14. Oh. Yes, Sandy. Go for a ride. Woo. That is my bike loaded. And I'm one very happy blonde girl being rescued in the desert. Oh my goodness. It sounds like 14, 15, 17 of us have been rescued. Oh my goodness, I'm glad I didn't see him while I was camping out. What are you? You're scary looking. And there's spiders. They've been crawling all around me. This one could have viciously attacked me. Look how fast he is. Well, this is my camp. Had a fire there. Right, I better get my stuff in. As I stand here being rescued, I feel really proud of myself, because I kept myself warm, I kept myself hydrated, and I successfully managed to keep myself calm in actually quite a scary situation. Like, the wind was blowing, the sand. I also am quite proud because I pushed on and I just kept riding and riding and riding. Fell off so many times that my battery went flat. There's my heroes. Woo! 2 heroes with a very big truck. Okay, this is.
Hier is al vuur, dus dat is al heel goed. Bye bye.
Bye bye, little campsite. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. It's actually kind of terrifying.
Een beetje maar los.
Okay, we've just got some of the massive dunes that I rode through on a motorbike earlier. Like, they're ridiculously big. So the guys are just letting some the filming's terrible in here out with front tires to help us get up, because you can see we got a bit stuck. So you can see there and there. Yeah, go on, go on!
Ja, alles erop.
Nearly. Yeah, go, 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 go. There are dunes in every direction, we can confirm. But these two are like dune maniacs. Wow. We've been going for nearly 1 hour 15 and the dunes are absolutely huge. They stopped to let the air out earlier when we hit some crazy soft sand, and now they're putting the air back in. But this truck is insane. Like, so capable. I can't believe it. It's like being on an illegal roller coaster, because it would never be legal for a theme park to have this kind of like G-forces and flying and stuff, and these guys are driving. They're very talented. I told them that they would win this race if they were racing. We've got back to another sleeper. We're at the lunch stop and we're picking up a buggy. I think 30 rescues today. So definitely not the only one. The buggy's about to get on. This is man in the end. It is a 12-litre 6-cylinder inline monster, custom built basically for epic recovery. Basically, right now it's got 2 motorbikes and a buggy on the back. We just went through some of the biggest, most difficult dunes in Tunisia. Safely back at the bivouac. It is 3:30 a.m. so 10 hours since I couldn't get my bike to start, so pretty incredible rescue by these guys. I'm really tired, so all I can say is that if you are interested in doing rally, make sure you go with a rally that has a very good organisation. So Gert, who organises the Tunisia Desert Challenge, is hot on his sweeper trucks like this and making sure that everyone is safely getting home. So that is me back to the bivouac. Time to see if we can get the bike started and running so that I can continue. yeah. Okay, I'm gonna jump back in there. Now this is a 3-part series of my Tunisia Desert Challenge. So you've just finished watching part 2. Now, with the realities of an event like this, you don't actually have to finish every single day of the rally. If you don't finish, you're not out, you just get a lot of penalties for it. So I have penalties for the fact that I spent a night in the dunes with a fire. And so that will factor into my final score. Anyway, make sure you get straight on to part 3 of the series. It's been extreme already. I promise you more extremes. There's going to be a helicopter involved, near-death experiences, and also news of how I do in the overall rally and whether I make the finish line. I'm Vanessa at The Girl on a Bike. I really hope you are enjoying watching this. I've always promised to be real, honest and open, and that is exactly what I'm doing. So let me know in the comments. Obviously any questions, always throw them in there and I will do my best to get back to you. Now go check out video number 3, 3-part series. See you over there.